And I'm Devashish.
And today we are making a video regarding
Copyright issues pertaining to
remix of a song. So keep watching. That's it. Cut. So let's understand what are remix songs first.
Wait. Before we understand what exactly are remixes, we need to understand what exactly are original works.
What is original work?
Okay, so original work basically is independently created by an artist or an author with minimum level of creativity.
I don't understand.
In simple words, it must not be copied from any other work.
Oh, so contrasting this meaning to the meaning of remixes, it means remix songs are derivative works, because derivative works are works which can be based on the already existing copyrighted works in the market. For example, musical arrangements, and you know how remixes are musical arrangements of several songs.
So basically, remixes are a modified version of the same song.
Exactly. And you know what? Derivative works can also be copyrighted as long as they have a minimum level of originality and creativity, which
that depends on case to case basis.
Yeah, for example, like if only the original part or the creative part of the derivative work can be copyrighted and not the copied part.
So where do you find these remixes?
Weddings,
Cafes,
pubs,
clubs,
MTV,
YouTube,
concerts,
Falana.
Dhimkana. So now let's talk about how remixes actually infringe the rights of the original song owners.
So basically, this implies that the original song owners do have some rights. So what are these rights and how do they get these rights? We'll be talking about that. The original songs by artists are protected under the intellectual property right laws. To be specific, the copyright law of India. So basically, for a work to get copyrighted under the Copyright Act of India, it should fulfill three essentials. First, it should be a copyrightable subject matter. Secondly, it should be an original work. And thirdly, it should be fixed in a medium. So firstly, songs fall under the category of musical works under the Copyright Act of India, therefore are copyrightable subject matter. The second essential requirement for a song to get copyright protection in India is that it should be created by the artist using the minimum level of creativity. That means it should be original and not copied. And thirdly, it should be fixed in tangible medium. And for songs, the tangible medium can be a CD or can be an MP3 file in a computer.
To the owners of copyright work, there's several rights that are given under the Copyright Act, namely the reproduction rights, then there's the right to adapt or modify their work, resale rights, and the special right of the author.
For there to be infringement, there has to be some similarity between the two works. Unlawful use, that is the infringement of the rights that we just mentioned before, and the easy access of the infringer to the work of the copyright owner.
So there are two types of infringements in Copyright Act: primary infringements and secondary infringements. So primary infringements include direct copying, indirect copying, and subconscious copying. Now what does indirect copying mean? Indirect copying means changing the form of a copyrighted work. So by that logic, remixes are basically indirect copies because you modify one or more songs and make a remix, right? Then secondary infringement. Secondary infringement includes selling or distribution of already infringing copies or providing means for making infringing copies of performances. Alright, so when you are selling, when you're selling remix songs or cassettes and CDs which have remix songs, then you're basically doing secondary infringement. So therefore, if you're making remixes, the legal way to go about it is that you approach the owner of the copyright and then you take a license from that owner to reproduce or modify that song or original song and make remixes. So apparently in India there is an association which has a collaboration with most copyright owners with who you can tie up with to take licenses for making remixes, which makes the whole process easier.
एक्चुअली इसका सिस्टम ये है कि लाइक कोई भी मार्केट में न्यू गाना आता है, हम उसको डाउनलोड करते हैं और बहुत से डीजेज हैं जो प्रोडक्शन भी करते हैं, वो इसको फिर रीमिक्स बनाते हैं एंड देन हम उसको प्ले करते हैं फिर ऑल ओवर क्लब में कहीं भी हमें प्ले करना होता है। फिर वो सारी हमारी जो भी आर्ट होती है वो मिक्सिंग वगैरह में करते हैं। तो सारा प्लेयर के ऊपर होता है किस तरीके का कौन सा गाना कैसे प्ले करना है, कहाँ मिक्सिंग करना है, कहाँ बीट्स को दबाना है, कहाँ बीट्स उठानी है, कहाँ पे क्या बीट देनी है, किस तरीके का म्यूजिक प्ले करना है, ऑल ओवर यही चीज़ होती है।
तो आपको कभी ओरिजिनल ऑथर से परमिशन लेने का रिक्वायरमेंट पड़ा है?
ऐसा एक्चुअली कभी नहीं हुआ, बिकॉज ये इसमें आपके किसी पर्टिकुलर सॉन्ग पे किसी की कोई कॉपीराइट नहीं होती कि आप इस गाने को प्ले नहीं कर सकते।
अच्छा।
बिकॉज क्या होता है कि कोई भी सिंगर जो अपना गाना मार्केट में फ्लो करता है वो तो यही चाहता है कि हर एक बंदा इसको सुने और आगे इसको फैलाए, स्प्रेड करे। तो वही रूल है, इसके लिए किसी की कोई कॉपीराइट लेने की जरूरत नहीं है, किसी कंपनी से कोई पूछने की जरूरत नहीं, किसी ऑथर से पूछने की जरूरत नहीं है, ना किसी सिंगर से कि मैं आपको गाना ले लूँ।
अच्छा।
तो बस जब भी मार्केट में आता है, लॉन्च होता है, उसको हम डाउनलोड कर लेते हैं और जिसको रिमिक्स करना तो वो रिमिक्स बनाता है और फिर हम
तो आप डाउनलोड इंटरनेट से करते हैं जहाँ पे वो फ्री अवेलेबल होता है, उसके बाद फिर आप उसको बस मॉडिफाई करके क्लब्स में या फिर कैफेज में ऐसे
ऑल ओवर प्ले कर।
और आपको आपके हिसाब से कॉपीराइट लॉ कब लगना चाहिए डीजे मिक्सिंग में? आपके अकॉर्डिंग कॉपीराइट लॉ कब लगना चाहिए डीजे मिक्सिंग में?
डीजे मिक्सिंग में कॉपीराइट लो मेरे को तो नहीं लगता कि लगना चाहिए, लेकिन अगर ऐसा हो जाएगा तो फिर शायद प्रॉब्लम भी क्रिएट हो सकती है। फिर वही बहुत दिक्कत है कि ये वो नहीं डाउनलोड कर सकता, ये नहीं कर सकता, अगर ऐसे कॉपीराइट लग जाएगा बिकॉज उसमें किसी पर्टिकुलर बंदे का अधिकार हो जाएगा कि ये मेरा कॉपीराइट, आप इसको फॉलो नहीं कर सकते। इसलिए लॉ ना लगे तो ही बेस्ट है, क्योंकि इस टाइम तो फ्री है कि आप कोई भी जिस मर्जी के चाहे गाना डाउनलोड कर लो, प्ले कर लो, मिक्सिंग कर लो, व्हाटएवर जो आप चाहे वो कर सकते हो, इससे ओपनली कुछ भी करो।
तो अगर आगे कोई बोले, जैसे आपने अरिजीत सिंह का कोई गाना बना के रीमिक्स किया है, जो उस मूवी का प्रोड्यूसर था, उसने आके बोला कि इस गाने के कॉपीराइट मेरे पास है, तो उस सिचुएशन में आप क्या करोगे?
एक्चुअली क्या है, अगर उसके पास कॉपीराइट है
हाँ।
और अगर उसने मार्केट में लॉन्च कर दिया है फिर उसको ये राइट नहीं है, वो ये नहीं बोल सकता। अगर उसने मार्केट में अपना सॉन्ग लॉन्च नहीं किया है और फिर उसके बाद है कॉपीराइट, उसके बाद अगर हम कॉपी कर लेते हैं तब वो कर सकता है, तब वो क्लेम कर सकता है कि मैंने अभी लॉन्च भी नहीं किया और आपने मेरा मतलब वो एक तरीके का चोरी हो जाएगा। समझ रहे हो मेरी बात? तो वही है, बाकी एक बार लॉन्च हो गया तो इसलिए कोई भी लॉ नहीं है कि आप मेरा गाना नहीं ले सकते।
Thank you so much. So, what do you do?
I'm a law student, finally a law student.
And what about, so since you do song mixing here and there for impromptu events, so
And as a hobby, yeah.
as a hobby, so do you play it for events commercially also?
At times,
So tell us something. So do you know about copyright law since you're a law student?
yes, I do.
So
Definitely.
have you ever thought of how to apply copyright law while doing song mixing and remixing?
Not exactly, because see, on a smaller scale, like for a person who does it as a hobby and at impromptu events, it's really difficult for me to approach the original producer of the song and actually get a copyright, actually get a permission to play that song and alter that song and remix that song. So it's not something that I've considered a lot. Yeah.
So you don't think about, because it's very not available to do it, or it's very difficult to do it.
It's not convenient at all, and it's probably a very huge long procedure for it. And for one event, if I have to mix one song and I never practically have to play it again, why would I go through all this trouble?
So you don't believe that the whole system of licensing is very effective?
It should be made effective. I mean, there are certainly a lot of changes which need to, be implemented for it to be effective. As of now, it is not.
Okay. Also tell us, so how do you think infringement really happens in such a scenario? Does infringement actually, do you think what you do is infringement?
In a way, yes, sort of. I think so.
Okay. Thank you. So hi, we are at Malika. Here we are doing our first set of interviews, talking to people who sell remix CDs and seeing understanding what they know about these remix CDs and the licenses required for these remix CDs under copyright law. तो भैया जी, ये जो आपने गाने का CD, ये कौन बनाते हैं CD सारा?
ये बाहर से ही आती है।
बाहर से ही आते हैं
हाँ।
और ये सीडी में आप लोग अर्न करते हैं कि आप लोग बाहर से ही खरीदते हैं?
बाहर से ही कराते
तो ये जो रीमिक्स भी है वो सारे बाहर के लोगों ने बनाया
हाँ।
होता है। अच्छा, आपसे अभी हम ना आजकल कॉलेज में हम पढ़ रहे हैं कॉपीराइट लॉ करके। आपको कॉपीराइट के बारे में थोड़ा बहुत कुछ पता है? तो उसके बारे में बताइए ना थोड़ा सा।
क्या बता,
तो जो भी आपको पता है।
वैसे मैं गेम का ही काम करता हूँ, ये तो वैसे दे दिया आपको, आपने वो रिक्वेस्ट करी है तो
हाँ हाँ,
बाकी इतना ही पता है बस।
तो फिर तो ये डीजे वगैरह जो है आप लोगों की जान पहचान की
जानते
नहीं है?
हैं, बाहर से ही आती है सब, ये सप्लायर दे जाता है बस।
सप्लायर देकर जाता है। तो सप्लायर आपको पता है कहाँ से लेते हैं?
ये पता नहीं।
Thank you. So we just came back from the Palika Bazaar inside. We went to different shops. There were several shops which were selling CDs with remix songs and copied songs. And when we tried to talk to them about it, we were so scared to even answer questions about the CDs and how they were made and how they got them and how they procured them. That just clearly reflects on how they know what they're doing is wrong and illegal, but they don't really know the exact way of going about it or how they're supposed to take permission under copyright law. They say they know about copyright law, but they have nothing to say. They have nothing to respond in respect to when you're asking them about copyright law. It's just how there's a lack of awareness about copyright law in this entire area. So this is what we bought from Palika Bazaar because they were not ready to give us an interview otherwise if we did not buy the CD. So we bought the CD just for educational purposes here. So as you can see very carefully, the CD is a compilation of several remixes, and as we spoke to the Palika Bazaar shopkeeper, he does not know who's made these remixes. He's only bought them and he sells them on a regular basis, and clearly by the attitude they had, because they were so scared even while talking about these songs, it clearly shows that they also know what they're doing is wrong. You can clearly see from here they're all remixes and all mixes of old and present Hindi songs. So it clearly shows how they know what they're doing is wrong, and these are all infringements here.
So in this video we learned three things. What are remixes? Secondly, what are the legalities of remixes? And thirdly, what's the current scenario in the real world about remixes?
So after having analyzed all these three things in the video, we've come to the conclusion that there's so much of lack of awareness about, how copyright law works, and for people who are actually directly professionally involved in doing copyright, they don't want to even learn about how copyright law works. Also, another problem that we came across was that a lot of amateur DJs, a lot of amateur people who want to get involved in the field don't either know as to what the law is against.
इसमें आपके किसी पर्टिकुलर सॉन्ग पे किसी की कोई कॉपीराइट नहीं होती कि आप इस गाने को प्ले नहीं कर सकते, वही है। बाकी एक बार लॉन्च हो गया तो इसलिए कोई भी लॉ नहीं है कि आप मेरा गाना नहीं ले सकते।
Or even if they know about the law, it's so difficult for them to approach the authorities or the owners of the copyright in order to get licenses in the first place.
It's not convenient at all, and it's probably a very huge long procedure for it.
And in addition to that, there's also one aspect of ignorance amongst the society
In general.
in general, that even if they know how to go about it, they don't want to do that because they know that there's nobody coming up to check, and it's like obviously they won't want to pay for the remixes they are making and want to earn money out of it. So it's just an easy way out for them.
And the most important part we need to understand is, even though this is a requirement for license, the owners and the producers don't always go around suing anyone and everyone who plays their music in the public domain by infringing their copyrights, because it's not very feasible for them also to go around suing everyone, because it'll cost a lot of, it'll be very expensive, it'll cause a lot of litigation cost, and in general it's like a major loophole in the Copyright Act, or maybe if you want to frame it the other way, like a benefit in the Copyright Act for people who are directly involved in making remixes on a day-to-day basis.
Basically, I would say that the aim of Copyright Act is not even partially achieved.
I think maybe we can always frame it like maybe the point is always to provide a security to the owner of the copyright, and not
in
like
case they want to
in case they want to infringe
Yeah.
enforce their right,
Right.
and not like enforce a right in general.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.